So one thing with your pitch and just the way you position things I think is interesting is you seem to have the discipline to know when it's not a fit. So not coming in and forcing something, oh, this has to be a fit. If it's not a fit, it's not a fit, we'll find something else. But I think a lot of people lack that. So how do you strike that balance? Because I know from a sales management standpoint, when you hear that, sometimes you're like, wow, you're not being assertive enough.
Yeah.
But where do you strike that balance?
Yeah, so the balance there, a lot of the balance there is to be had on your back end, managing your own bosses, so that when they come back to you and they say, hey, what's going on with this Marriott deal? You're not like, I don't think this is the right thing for us right now. As your boss is gonna be like, what the hell are you talking about? It's not the right thing for us right now. You go in there, you make it the right thing, but then you're sacrificing. You're sacrificing the pie for just a slice, right? A deal I did for Fast Company, actually, we did 2 years of huge programs with a huge airline, and they were really successful. The airline was really happy with their upper funnel deals. They came back to us with the media agency came back to us and said, "Hey, David, we're RFPing right now. We don't know if we're going to include you guys. So we've been your prime media partner for 2 years." They go, yeah, we're going in another direction. And I was like, look, you gotta give us a chance at this anyways. And they said, okay, here's the RFP. It was for basically selling premium economy seats, and they were going to the KPI was going to be seats sold. And they're going to judge, how much money they put into the media, $50,000 in this case, compared to how many seats they sold. Well, given that we had run basically $2 million in content deals with them in the prior 2 years, which were completely upper funnel. We were then putting ourselves in a position to have our $2 million programs judged against the success of a $50,000 fare sale, which we weren't positioned to do. So I think they sold 3 airline tickets off of that fare sale, but it wasn't fair. And that's an example of when we should have said, no, this isn't the right idea for us.
Right.
That's an example of when we should have backed away from the business and go, I think we're going to do great things together, and we're going to be really good at spreading a big message, and really good at delivering influencers, and really good at building brand equity and bolstering an ethos and burnishing the overall connection that you guys have to innovation. But selling tickets, that's Kayak, that's Priceline, that's not major media, that's lower funnel, and that's just not what we do. That's an example of a time that we should have said this one isn't for us.
Right.
And I think it was actually a transition time when I didn't have an immediate boss in place. Okay. Had I had an immediate boss in place, I think he would have told me that. That was a deal at the time as a salesperson. I eagerly was like, yeah, give me the $50,000.
Of course.
But that's a lesson learned, I would say. I think you said I had the skill of doing that. It was a learned skill. It was a learned skill through failure, obviously.
Right.
You did something wrong, and you're like, okay, now I know this isn't exactly what we do. We could promise it, and we can try like hell to do it, but if it's not the right fit, we're all going to fail, and none of us are going to look good doing it. So if we want to have that relationship this year and next year and the year after, we can't have major failures on the books.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They'll come back to you eventually, and you'll have to eat crow and apologize and make good. Make good's a phrase we throw around a lot. You'll have some make goods to do, but the best opportunity to make good is to not have to make good.